Amida Buddha and the Ideal of Universal Salvation by Dr. Alfred Bloom. Amida Buddha and his vows offering universal salvation are the central feature of popular Pure Land teaching. Amida is the Japanese reading for the name Amitabha or Amitayus in Sanskrit, as the Buddha of infinite light and eternal life. Emerging out of obscurity in ancient Mahayana Buddhism, Amida became the most widespread symbol of universal salvation for ordinary people in East Asian societies. From among the hundreds of texts devoted to Amida, 3 became central for the doctrinal and practical development of the tradition: the larger Pure Land Sutra, the smaller Amida Sutra, and the Contemplation Sutra. These sutras, as sacred texts, constitute the textual foundation for the independent Pure Land sects that developed in Japan. Most prominent are the Jodoshu attributed to Honen, 1133 to 1212, and the Jodo Shinshu, representing the teaching of Shinran, 1173 to 1263. Shinran was a disciple of Honen. The larger Pure Land Sutra is doctrinally important because it narrates the story of the Bodhisattva Dharmakara's attainment, becoming Amida Buddha through the fulfillment of his 48 vows. His vows, or deep wishes, are aimed at establishing an ideal environment for achieving enlightenment, termed the Pure Land or the Realm of Supreme Bliss, which is said to be located in the western region of the cosmos at an unthinkable distance. Those with sincere faith in Amida Buddha and undertaking prescribed practices would be born into this sphere in their next life, easily fulfilling the arduous practices leading to enlightenment or Buddhahood. There they would have spiritual support and the encouragement of the Buddha's presence in maintaining the discipline. As a consequence of their spiritual progress in the Pure Land, the residents become bodhisattvas, one destined to become Buddha, and return to the world of suffering to help save all sentient living beings. Thus, birth into the Pure Land was not a selfish goal, but the ideal of joining with the Buddha to save all others. The smaller Amida Sutra offers a highly detailed description of the Pure Land, or Land of Extreme Bliss. In order to appreciate the description of the sutra, we must imagine ourselves in that ancient time where people labored under great difficulty to wrest a living from the soil. It is a marvelous, wondrous land, contrasting to this world of limitation and suffering. The land is perfectly flat. People living in mountainous regions would be greatly relieved because there is no need to climb treacherous roads or engage in laborious cultivation of food. There are luxurious bathing pools, singing birds, cool winds, jeweled nets with tinkling bells that cover the trees, which display gem leaves of varied and brilliant colors. The singing of birds, the tinkling of bells, all resound with the sound of Buddha's teaching. The environment is completely permeated with the truth that brings all beings to enlightenment. When the Buddha was asked why it is the land of extreme bliss, he replied, "Because the living beings in that realm are free from all forms of suffering, and they only experience all forms of happiness." The text came to be used in funerals, expressing the hope that the departed now would be, quote, in a better place than what they experienced in this world. They meet their loved ones there. Everyone born there will become Buddha. Those who hear this sutra preached and believe will themselves be born into that land. It is a sutra of hope and consolation. It affirms the well-being of the departed loved ones who are in a place of peace beyond the paths of transmigration and suffering. It also gives hope for our own demise. What may have begun as an object of meditation and visualization for ancient Buddhist monks has become an object of faith and devotion. Trust in Amida Buddha and his saving work brings us to fulfillment in his land. It is no wonder that it has been so widely copied and used in temple services to this day.